Hey, what's going on, guys? Tactical Civilian here, also known as Ben, and in today's video we are going to be looking at and reviewing the EoTech holographic sight, the XPS2. So let's hop right into the video. So to start off the video, I just want to get the cons out of the way straight out, because to be honest, there's not that many cons when you're looking at the EoTech, because it's just all around a really great sight. But a couple of the cons that I have found is that the weight and the size. Now, I know that might not be too big of a factor to everybody out there, but with the weight and the size of it pretty much being double of pretty much any other red dot sight on the market compared to something like an aim point, these guys are going to be a lot more heavier and a little bit wider. You'll notice that they kind of, depending on the model that you have, sometimes they kind of hang off the side of your rail system compared to like an aim point, which is a lot smaller and a lot precise on your rails. Last time I checked, depending on the model that you get, we have the XPS2 here. They range at about 9 to 10 ounces for the weight, and then compared to like an aim point, it's more like 3 to 4 ounces. So weight, I know, is a big factor for some of you guys out there, so that's just something to keep in mind. And then the other con that I have found with the EoTech is the battery life. Now, the battery life is pretty good. This XPS2, it ranks in at about 1,000 hours per battery. So after about 1,000 hours of usage, you'll need to swap that battery out. And again, compared to like an aim point or something like that, one single battery, it's going to last you about 50,000 hours. So it's not very comparable in that sense, because you'll have to change an aim point like every 3 to 5 years, when if you're using this a lot, you might have to change it once per year if you're lucky. If you're going to the range pretty much every week, a couple days a week, and you're always running your red dot on, well, this is a holographic, you'll need to be changing the battery pretty frequently. But other than that, that's really the only cons that I see when it comes to the EoTech. And so let's hop into the pros of it. All right, so now we're going to be looking at the pros of the EoTech, in this case the XPS2, which we have here. What I really love about this is it's got a very, very nice sight. If any of you have played Call of Duty or even owned an EoTech yourself, you'll know it's that classic circle with the little dot in the middle. Now, what that is it's a holographic sight. So what that pretty much entails is that it's going to be parallax free. Now, what is parallax? Parallax is when you have a red dot or even a scope, and if you're not perfectly aligned behind that sight with your eyesight and aiming directly at your target, then it's not going to hit where you're aiming. Now, with the holographic, since it's parallax free, if you're in a really awkward position where you're underneath a car or you're canting around a corner or something like that, and you're not perfectly lined up with that sight, regardless, if you can see the window and wherever that dot is, that's where you're going to impact on target. So for people that are in military or law enforcement, that's why you see them using EoTechs a lot of the time, because when you're in a gunfight and you will most definitely get into awkward positions and situations, you're going to want to not have something with parallax, because it's not always a perfect stand still, aim, and then shoot. And so I'd say for me, that's one of the biggest pros about the EoTech, because it does come with a hefty price point. So it better have something that all the other red dots on the market don't have. Now, if we look into the objective window, that's what they call this here, the rectangle squarish shape. This is your objective window. And so what I love about it is no matter where you are looking on the sight, if I'm a little bit off to the right or to my left, no matter where I'm looking in it, that holographic sight is always going to stay super bright and clear no matter what you're doing. Now, I do hear a couple people say that sometimes when they look into the EoTech, it looks a little fuzzy, but that would be because if you're looking directly at the sight itself, what you're supposed to do and how the EoTechs are supposed to be used is you're supposed to be looking past it through the objective window towards your target, and you're supposed to be looking there. And at that point, then lining it up in that way that won't look too fuzzy. If you look directly into the glass and you're just staring at the sight itself, it may look a little fuzzy, but that's because it's not the intended purpose of how it's supposed to be used. So all in all, it's a really great sight. I did mention that it comes with the circle and the dot in the middle. You can also get something with a BDC bullet drop compensator where you will have a couple other different circles in there, so you can range it in at different yardage or meters, whatever you like to do. I don't really care. Now, at the end of the day, that is pretty much the biggest pros that I do see coming for the EoTech. And so, yeah, I really like this sight. So now we're going to be looking at pretty much how do you operate this holographic sight. So basically, EoTech, they don't have a system where you just click a button and it will stay on forever. I know a lot of people love the aim points because you just gotta click a button one time and it'll basically stay on for an entire year. Now, with the back, they have a down arrow and an up arrow. It doesn't matter which one you push. Whichever one you push, it'll turn it on. But the down arrow will specify that it will do a 4-hour auto timer. So after 4 hours, it'll shut off. Then with the up arrow, if you click that one first, it'll start a timer for 8 hours. So if you're in the military and you're going on a patrol, right at the start of your patrol, you would just click the up button and you'd be good for 8 hours. But then I hear that there's good tips out there that, like, if you ever stop to check your map or something like that, just to click it just so that timer resets, because you don't want your sight going off on you right as something's about to pop off. Now, how to turn the sight off is you would just hold the up and the down to turn it off. And so very easy, very precise, clean ways to turn it on and off, not too difficult, I would say. Also, it kind of doubles as once the sight is on, you click the up to make it brighter, and then you click the down button to make it more dim. Another great thing about this holographic sight is that if it's looking straight at you and the sight is on, you cannot see the holographic from this objective window. You can only see it from the rear as the person who's operating it looking out. You cannot see any type of glare or anything like that. I know with some red dots, if they're on, you can see a little bit of glare on the front end of the sight, scope, whatever it is. On this side of the rifle, you will see right here, this is your battery compartment. It is located parallel to the sight, and so you would just unscrew that cap. It's retained by this little piece of wire, so you won't lose that cap, and you just slide your battery in, you're good to go. You also have your windage and elevation knobs right here. I have heard some people complain and say that it's maybe not good that they're exposed, because as you notice, there are no cap covers here, but if we look at it at an angle, they are definitely indented into the sight, and it's helped covered by the protective casing that the EoTech comes with. So there is absolutely no way once you're sighted in that these are going to get bumped. Now, when you're sighting it in, each click, and you can hear the clicks very easily when you're turning them with a flathead screwdriver or a knife, whatever you're using. Each click is a half MOA. So just a good tip for you guys right there. And so, yeah, all in all, I think that's pretty much everything to do with the EoTech, everything that comes with it. Now, another good thing to mention is that on the market, the EoTech is definitely the best night vision compatible sight to use, because, I mean, I couldn't really even name another one that even comes to the top of my mind. Now, this one, the XPS2, does not come with the night vision capability. It is the XPS3 that you'd be looking for if you want night vision compatibility. But right now, budgets are kind of tight, and so not any night vision coming here anytime soon. So the main difference with the XPS3 is these up and down buttons. They will be on the side right here, and then there'll be a little circle night vision button right here. At the end of the day, that's really the only big difference. Every EoTech still has the 4-hour on, 8-hour on. Hold both of them to turn them off. So they're all relatively similar, except some just cost a lot more because they're night vision compatible. So all in all, the last couple of things that I want to mention about the EoTech sight here is it comes in I believe my brother, he bought it for $650. So after taxes and everything, we're looking at about $680, $690. So it's got a fairly hefty price tag. But again, it's a holographic sight. It's top of the line. And let's also admit, it is the most badass, sexy, cool sight you can buy, because at the end of the day, we all want to look really super cool. So that is the EoTech XPS2. All right, so I got a challenge for my brother. One singular clay pigeon. And we're gonna see if he can hit it.
Hey, that's pretty good.
All right, so I think that's all I got for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed this video of looking at the EoTech XPS2. I had a lot of fun with it. It is an amazing sight. I really love it. If you guys are looking at getting one, do not hesitate. If you have the money, you have the extra cash to put one on your rifle, go on ahead and get it. These sights are just amazing. Big shout out to my brother for allowing us to take his rifle out with his sight so we could take a look at it. Had a lot of fun. It was a great day here at the range. And so if you guys did enjoy this video, please go on ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, you guys know the drill, just a couple announcements. Follow my TikTok at TacticalCivilian12. Then also I have a podcast on Spotify, only on Spotify, Men of America Podcast. Hit the search bar, type in Men of America, click the filters, podcasts and shows. It should be the first one that pops up. And so yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys. I'm Tactical Civilian, also known as Ben, and I'll see you guys next week.